We need you to spend the night in a coffin, just like Guillotine.
And welcome back to Ozzy's Dungeon. I'm here with the 2 remaining contestants.
Like, oh, what the fuck? How do I start this?
What the hell? How are we gonna do this?
What the hell? How am I gonna be fake for like 10 seconds to introduce this podcast?
Dex, if we don't figure it out, we're gonna lose all of our sponsors.
Oh no. I don't want to lose you. Bad Dragon.
Shudder, that's our most important one.
Shudder, yeah, Shudder. Shudder, we don't want to lose Shudder. Quick, make Family Guy noises.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian.
Why
I was
is
just
Family
thinking,
Guy so memeable?
because it's fucking dumb. I really want like a slasher. If we ever make a slasher movie, like feature length slasher film, it's in theaters, right? It's just a normal slasher movie, you know, like just cut and paste slasher, right? It's fine, you know, it's passable.
Yeah.
I just want, when the killer finally dies, he just falls into like Family Guy death pose. You know? You know, the classic where like the knees like twisted over the other leg.
And his hand is like behind his back.
Yeah, his hand's behind his back, his other arm's like twisted. Yeah. He just falls into that pose.
That has to be a running joke on that show. Like, it happens literally every time anyone falls down.
Yeah. It's become, for me, just funny in general. Like, not because it's trying to be funny, just because it's so stupid.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I love seeing people like make fan art of other characters in that pose. Like, imagine Halloween ends, Laurie stabs Michael, and he just falls into that pose.
Oh god.
Let's talk about VHS.
No. Let's
No.
not do it.
You got the special VHS I sent you to watch this movie, right?
Yes, it was from the filmmakers themselves, actually.
Oh yeah, they sent you a VHS.
All right, because they were like, "You need to review this, please. We really want to hear what you guys have to say."
Yeah, and then you were like, "Sorry, bud, we don't have a VHS player. We watch it on Shudder for just $7.99. You can a month. You can watch Shudder." See, that's how good I am at it.
That was an awesome promo.
I imagine maybe somewhere down the line the VHS marketing was just like, oh, let's just give like a VHS tape with the movie on it to like reviewers. It's like a funny like thing.
Oh my god.
And then people were like, I don't have a VHS. You know what I mean? Like no one can just watch it. Although
so stupid.
VHS is actually making a comeback. Like, a lot of people are doing like VHS versions of like horror movies, especially like B movies and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's making like a huge comeback.
I've seen people who do like on Etsy or whatever, they'll like make like
the
a
box
VHS
arts.
copy of like The Witch or something like that. And I'm like, I would buy something like that, unironically.
Yeah, and the art they always use is like really cool. It's always like that kind of 90s aesthetic.
Yeah. Like a nice worn down cover.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
Nothing hits different than the horror section at Blockbuster.
Oh yeah. It's true. I remember used to going through that section and being creeped out just at the covers.
I remember Zombie 2 always scared me.
Oh god.
And I got older and I watched that movie and I was like, why the fuck was this in just the random Midwest Blockbuster? You know what I mean? Like, why was that movie so well distributed?
Yeah.
But
that one is actually scary though. I get scared by stupid shit like
oh yeah, I got scared by stupid shit all the time. Oh, every Child's Play cover scared me.
Yeah, as a kid, especially the ones where he looked fucked up, like he had stitches all over his face, crap like that. You know, and another really stupid one that scared me was that one slasher movie where it's called like Jack Frost or something.
Oh my god, yeah, that one scared you?
Yeah, I saw the cover of it because the cover
That's
is way
awesome.
cooler than the movie.
Oh yeah, that movie is. It's fine. It's stupid. Yeah, I can't believe Tim Allen scared you.
I know, right? It's like for some reason, like just when I was a kid, turning innocent things scary and
Yeah,
evil.
no, that's
me.
scary for any kid.
Yeah.
Look at Toy Story 1. Those toys. I remember when I was little, I was scared of Chucky because I remember there's this commercial, and oh my god, I've been trying to find this commercial in my like adult years, just so I can remember it. But it was it was for a Christmas. I don't know if a Chucky was coming out on Christmas. I don't know if it was like a thing for a new movie coming out. I don't know. But basically, Santa Claus had like his bag and went down the chimney, and Chucky came out and like killed him.
What the hell?
And that scared me as a kid. Because I was like, oh my god, is Santa going to bring Chucky to my house? You know?
That's a legitimate fear as a kid, you know?
Yeah, that is a legitimate fear.
Yeah.
When your only problem is just like what crayon you're going to use, that is a legitimate fear. You know? You don't know about taxes yet.
No. That's going to be
So
scary.
Chucky, top priority.
Oh my god. One day
Well,
we have to talk about the Child's Play franchise.
We should.
Because I've been watching the new show, and that show is
I heard it's good.
actually really good. I did not expect to
I
like
didn't
it
want
at
to
all.
start it.
But it would be cool to like talk about all those movies because it's like I was looking it up, and it's like one of the only franchises, horror franchises that is, where there's like so many movies and they're all mostly written by the same guy.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, like it starts with Don Mancini. He even writes the TV show. And I'm like,
And they're all set in like the same timeline too, right?
yeah, the only one that wasn't, it's the black sheep of the Child's Play franchise, and it's the 2017 reboot. 2019.
I liked that one.
Yeah, I didn't hate that one. A lot of people hated that movie, and I was like, it wasn't that bad. I don't know.
What the hell? They made Chucky an AI? That's not as scary.
And I really liked Mark Hamill in it. I thought he was really good as Chucky.
Yeah. This is for Tupac.
Oh god, I forgot about that. And Aubrey Plaza's in that movie. How can you not like
Yeah.
it? I mean, come on.
Aubrey Plaza's a mommy.
She is a mommy. I never expected you to say that.
Well, while we're on the topic of scary things, let's talk about the subject of the episode, which is VHS 99.
Yeah.
And that would be at an age 99 where we would be looking at scary VHSs and going, oh god, I don't want Jack Frost to come and kill me.
Oh yeah. There was another one too. There's a gingerbread man one. What is that one called?
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I have no idea what it's called.
Yeah, that one fucking scared the shit out of me too.
Were you afraid of Gingerbread Man after that?
No. But I was afraid of that movie. I was also afraid of aliens, like deathly afraid of aliens. Because I would
Really?
watch shit like Ancient Aliens, like late at night, and I would be creeped. I could not go to sleep after.
I thought you were going to say E.T.
No, E.T. scared me too.
Hang on. Like, okay, let's be real. E.T. walks into my home, I am shooting him.
Oh, absolutely.
E.T. is a little freak, and he's ugly, and he's scary. Like, I would bash his brains in immediately. No question about it.
And even if you watch the movie, it's those scenes where he's introduced are legitimately directed and shot like horror scenes.
Yeah.
Because he's lit in
Change the music.
silhouette. Yeah, and like that, you don't even need to. The music is already scary. It's like that movie is terrifying as a child. My sister could never watch that movie. It took her over a decade from the age of 5 to be able to watch the movie and not like be terrified. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, he's just a walking testicle.
No, he is.
He's scary.
He really
I want him
is.
dead.
He
I'd
gets
put him in a
cute
blender.
after a while, but yeah, he's a scary motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of scary motherfuckers in VHS 99, which is the latest entry in the VHS franchise.
I feel like we keep going off topic from this movie.
We do. You're testing my segue abilities.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I just feel like it's because I don't want to talk about it. Not really. It wasn't that bad.
Okay. All right. So VHS, I've seen all of them except Viral. Mostly because I've heard just say people like Viral's bad, and mostly because I didn't have time this week to watch it.
Yeah.
I would have watched it because I'm all for watching shitty movies. But at least here's my thing. Anthologies to me are a gift and a curse, right? When they're good, they're great. The issue is to have a great anthology, everyone needs to hit. And unfortunately for VHS, the series in general, none of them really hit. No, okay, let me rephrase that. Some of them hit really hard. Others of them are on the exact opposite of the spectrum. So it evens out to just like an okay movie.
Oh, I see.
That's especially like, I think I like one. There's a lot of really good one. Like, I don't know have you seen the first one?
No, I've only seen clips from it.
There is one really fucking scary one. And it's so simple. It's like this couple vacationing, and then there's motel. And at night, someone comes in the room, picks up the camera, and basically records them fucking with them. Like, they'll like play with their hair. They'll go in the bathroom and like, I forgot, I think he put like the toothbrush in the toilet and shit like that. And it's like, that premise alone is scary. You know?
Oh.
Like just you sleeping in the middle of nowhere and someone coming into your room, not necessarily to hurt you, but just to do malicious acts. That's incredibly scary. But then literally there's a segment after that where it's just an invisible ghost in the woods and it's just people running around screaming for 10 minutes and it's boring and bad. So it's like a mixed bag.
No, and I feel like let's establish what the gold standard of like anthology horror movies are. For me, it's definitely like Creepshow and fucking Trick or Treat.
Definitely Trick or Treat. Easy.
Yeah.
Trick or Treat does what I feel most horror anthologies fail at, and that is creating a decent segued story.
Yeah.
In keeping the other stories relevant. VHS 99 threw that out the window. Which it might be for the best. I'm still picky on that.
I did hear that in the other VHS movies there is more of an overarching story than there is in this one.
Yes, there is. And it's more, and I like that. You know, I'm into, this is going to sound weird. I'm not into snuff. But the idea behind snuff and like it's like this great mystery, right?
Yes.
You know, like, ooh, does it exist? It's interesting. You know, it's no different than like a ghost story.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, does Ghost of Billy Joe live on the hilltop? And every 10th night comes out. It's like that's no different than just, oh, I heard there's this tape of this man who kidnapped women and made them eat dog food. You know? It's like, it doesn't exist. There's like all this mystery, and it's mostly just like lies, like fabrications made by like Christians during the Satanic Panic and shit like that. And you have all these movies like trying to make like realistic snuff. Like you look at like Guinea Pig, and there's films about snuff, like Serbian film, Cannibal Holocaust, shit like that. It's very interesting. And in 1 and 2, the overarching story is essentially people discover these tapes. Well, like the first one, these kids are basically like hired to go to this building and recover these tapes. And they watch them and they get fucked up. The second one, it's a private investigator trying to, like, this woman's son went missing, and they track down the house, and there's all these TVs and tapes, and it's like they're watching like his video log of him like basically saying like as you watch the tapes they like change you, and he's talking about like the market. He's like, oh, I bought this from this fucking guy at this gas station. I didn't expect him to have the good stuff, but I got to check him out, you know? So it's like, it's showing basically this market of like real cursed videos.
Okay.
And And that's interesting. I like 94 a lot. 94 might be my favorite of all of them, but that one by far had the worst segueing story.
Oh no.
It was just people, like, they were going to stop this drug cult, and there were these VHSs everywhere on the TV, and it was just so underdeveloped. It was maybe like 2 or 3 minutes in between each thing. Like, you didn't develop any of it. So when the twist hit, you were like, okay, that's it. Whatever, fine. But my thing with 94 is all the stories are good.
Oh, okay. So that props it up.
Every one is good. I would not even say one of them is okay. All of them are actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a perfect balance of genuinely really scary stuff, more like crazy gore stuff, and then like funny stuff. There's like a really good mix.
Okay.
So that's why VHS 99 is my favorite.
I gotta watch more of them. I definitely want to watch the first 94.
Two. I would recommend the first two. The second one for me, people say the second one's the best.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
The second one is fine. Like, none of them are that bad. The first story I think is bad. I just think it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
But majority of them are just someone runs into something supernatural, and the rest of it is just them running away. If that makes, like, it's really goes for scares.
Yeah.
And definitely, I think the second story, it's like this Indonesian cult, like real creepy, like those like commune stuff, and it gets fucked up. But I definitely, the people are like, oh, that is like the scariest thing ever, are people who really don't watch movies. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like for me, like I don't think it really does anything new. The one inventive one in the second was a zombie one. You're like, okay, whatever, zombies. But it was a guy that was like cycling with a GoPro on his helmet that gets turned into a zombie. So you're seeing the zombie apocalypse from his perspective. That's like fun. 99 though, I feel like overall the stories are very hit or miss.
I don't know. I don't think there are any hits in this. I think
What?
I don't know. At best they're mediocre.
Oh my! Wait, so you're telling me you didn't love Ozzy's Dungeon?
Oh God!
I was losing my mind at Ozzy's Dungeon.
I like the idea of it. I just didn't really. None of it made much sense to me, and like I didn't really care about any of the characters enough that I cared about anything they were going through. I don't know.
Okay.
That's my problem with most of these is that
anthology. I mean, that's a problem with short films for me in general.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Like, you have to sell your characters really quick.
Trick or Treat does it very efficiently. Like it does it without even trying. It seems like where like the characters are likable. Like those kids that drag that poor kid to bully him down to the cliff. And it's like they're like likable characters. You feel bad for the girl. There's a kid that's like trying to stick up for her a little bit. I don't know. In this, it was like, especially the first one, like, oh my God.
Okay.
All of those people were so unlikable. It's like, what am I supposed to be watching? That is the biggest blunder
of the VHS franchise is, holy shit, you want so many people to die just so they can't be on screen.
No, literally.
I was going to say that's my biggest complaint with this movie is, oh my God, these characters are annoying.
Even the characters I think we're supposed to relate to, I thought were like, why do I care about these people? Why should I care? Like the sorority one, the girl in that. I was like,
yeah, I agree.
Ugh.
So I'm just going to give a brief, little quick one line of what each one was about before we get into spoiler talk. That way, when we're talking about it, there's some context.
Yeah.
This one just strips away the whole overarching story. It's just kind of like a VHS tape that it seems like stuff is just recorded over. So you get like random bits of like infomercials, like some kid playing with like making a stop motion thing, which I guess that's the overarching story because that eventually does turn into a short,
right?
Which I guess is creative, but I don't know. It didn't really, which I guess is end.
No,
when it came to a conclusion.
No.
But our first one is basically these wannabe punk kids who go to play their own, like, I guess record a music video would be better because no one was there. But they go to record a music video at this underground secret venue that there was a fire that ended up trampling the band to death when people were trying to escape. Our second story, which I have very strong feelings about this one because I think this one could be very good, is called Suicide Bid, which is about this sorority hazing thing where they basically bury this girl alive.
Yeah.
Then there is the Gawkers, and this was kind of like our overarching story, and it's just about these perverted teenagers who are spying on their neighbor to try to see some tits, and it doesn't work out for them in the end. Then Ozzy's Dungeon, which is I don't really know how to explain, but basically it's like a fucked up kids show, kind of like those shows like on Nickelodeon in like the 90s.
Yeah, I was thinking of The Legend of the Forbidden Temple.
Yeah, I think that was what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because those kids in it are just almost exactly like the kids in that show. Yeah.
And then the final one is To Hell and Back, which is about these two cameramen filming a like demonic cult. They were trying to bring a demon back in Y2K. Because that is like the thinnest the veil will be to the other realms, and then they accidentally end up getting sent to hell. So I'm gonna give you my ranking of each one, okay?
Oh my god, okay.
And then I want you to give me yours. So I'm going from best to worst, or should I go worst to best?
Go from worst to best.
Worst to best. Okay,
Yeah.
Worst to best for me is definitely the Gawkers.
That's the worst one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I hated every one of those kids. And I'll go into why. Because I have the same complaint about a lot of these. Mm-hmm. Then next would probably be Shredding, because that one is unbearable, I think, until the action starts happening.
Yeah.
Then I would probably do Suicide Bid. Mostly because I feel like that one just fumbles the bag. Like it had a really good idea.
That one is just boring. Like
really? Okay, well, it has like I don't like spiders, so that one's scary.
Okay. Yeah,
that one's really scary. Then I would say To Hell and Back, and then finally the best one being Ozzy's Dungeon. Ozzy's Dungeon. What the fuck? And I'm on board with it.
Well, do you want me to rank these?
Yeah.
For me?
I want to hear yours. All
right. Well, I got to think. Immediately I was gonna say Shredding, but the more I think about it, there was at least some things I liked in Shredding, and there was nothing I liked in Gawkers.
The design in Shredding is awesome.
Yes, and there were some cool
really
visuals
good
in it.
Yeah.
Like, so I think I would put Gawkers last because that one is like, what? Like, why is Medusa in this? Like, that's not set up at all.
Hey, spoilers here. We're trying to be spoiler free at the moment.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Should I? Nah, we'll just leave it in. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
But yeah, that one is like, what the fuck? It doesn't even make sense. Like, if it's gonna be like a monster from mythology, she has to be tied to it's like seduction
something.
Or sex, because like those kids were like so horny for her. It would have made more sense if it was like some kind of, well, why Medusa? Just why? Why is she in a suburb? Why is she disguised as some normal woman? I was so confused. I was like, what am I supposed to be getting out of this? So I think that's the worst one. The next one is Shredding, mostly because I don't listen to a whole lot of punk music, but I like really like that whole scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, it's just so interesting to me, and I love seeing punk artists perform just because they have so much like energy. It's kind of wholesome.
It's crazy.
So I was like kind of into this at first, but then the characters started talking, right? And then you realize, oh, all of these people are cunts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
And then the other part that really made me turn on it was when the punk band that died, they like shows them performing in like the past, and they're like performing something that sounds like a pop song. It sounds like Olivia Rodrigo's like latest hit or something like that. I don't know. It didn't make much sense to me. It sounded way too modern and not like the 90s at all. Like that 90s era of rock where it was like dominated by grunge, that whole thing. But it had some cool visuals in it, especially near the end with all the zombies and crap. But then
you just spoiled another one.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
My goal here is to just rank them.
Oh,
We're gonna dive deep into them later. I just want you to say what you like, but I can tell how passionate you are about how much you don't like some of these.
I don't know. My next one would be Suicide Bid. After that,
okay.
It's in the middle of the road. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't good. Just kind of there. Then I would put Ozzy's Dungeon next.
Oh, okay.
Just because I thought it was kind of nostalgic to watch it and see all the callbacks to the like those old cheesy like kids game shows from back in the day. And then lastly, to Hell and Back, mostly because it reminded me a lot of Evil Dead for some reason. I have no idea why, but
no, I think it's the comedy elements.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's fair. So I think we kind of agreed on the good ones and the bad ones.
Yeah. You know, you ranking Gawker so low kind of opened my eyes to it because I was like, you know what? I can't say anything I liked about Gawkers. I could say some stuff about shredding.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, here's my complaint with, I think, the VHS franchise in general, and especially so with this one, I think is almost every one checks marks this, is that the characters are just so unlikable. They're so punchable.
Is it like that in every movie?
I mean, not all of them, but they're horror shorts, right? The whole point of them is to see the characters die, so they really compensate by making them terrible.
Oh, I see.
Like, the characters, there's like two different stories. The characters in the first one are just straight up rapists. You know? So you don't feel anything when they die.
You actively want them to die. And I feel like
you actively are like, okay, come on. Let me see them die.
And it's like a lazy way of writing horror to me.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Yeah. And it's less effective as a horror film, too. Because
that's why yeah. This one, I will say trying to be funny throughout, like everyone trying to be funny. Like, I wouldn't say there's a single serious one in here other than maybe Suicide Bid, but that even they have their own like little jokes. Where I feel like the others, especially the first two, are much more serious. And 94, I say, has the perfect balance between comedy and scares. Okay. Like, and some are just so absurd that it's like funny, if that makes sense. Not in like a bizarro like Ozzy's Dungeon way, but just like, oh my god, I can't believe like this is happening. Yeah. Like, it's terrifying but so funny at the same time. But this one just, I just want to punch everyone in this movie. And one thing that I don't think, maybe Terrifier 2 has opened my eyes, but I felt a lot of these stories, especially Shredding, especially Gawkers, and even Suicide Bid, I feel like they're very mean-spirited. Because especially Shredding, oh my god, poor Ankar. They lay into that kid, right?
Oh, yeah. And he was like the nicest one.
And every character who is getting shit on that you expect, oh, the turntables are coming, right? Yeah. They're going to be on the up. No, they get killed too. Or something horrible happens to them. You know? And in something, if you're just shooting for just a good, satisfying horror story, they should be on top. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because the people are learning their lesson. Where it just seemed very mean-spirited for something that's trying to be lighthearted. Where, like, I mean, we talk like Terrifier 2 is one of the most like mean-spirited like slashers we've seen by far. But it does it tonally well.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And like at the end, you get like the main character, like fighting back against him. Like, you know, it makes you hate art by the end of the movie. Like, and it's definitely purposefully so. You know.
Mm-hmm. Where this, I just feel like all the deaths of the characters we should be rooting for weren't warranted, which left you kind of like unsatisfied. Like that would work if we're watching some fucking 2-hour elevated horror nonsense, right?
Yeah.
Where it's supposed to be serious and our main characters are supposed to learn a lesson and all that. But this, just 10 minutes, you know, just scare me and move on. You know? Show me some cool shit and move on. But I don't know. Maybe it's because I did feel so bad. Maybe it was effective. Maybe it was actually so effective. That's why I'm going on this tirade right now.
Oh my god.
No,
it's not.
No, I just feel bad for some of the characters.
Because I feel like if you're gonna do that, where you're killing off like the good characters, you have to be saying something.
Yes,
you have to have some kind of themes.
I will say, none of them really say anything that deep.
No,
and that's a shame.
So, no.
Like the lessons are very just don't bully people. Don't follow the cool kids if you're not comfortable with it. You know, it's just very that.
Yeah. And what is even the lesson of shredding? Spyware. Like,
don't fuck with grave sites.
Don't play on someone else's stage.
Yeah, what the hell? You're stealing their stardom.
Come on, bro. They're gonna play Olivia Rodrigo music all night.
Yeah.
Driver's license. Have you heard that song?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't listen to any music that's popular.
You probably have heard it though. It's like everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Is it one of those songs that I've been in a Coles? I've heard it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's fair. All right. Well, let's get into spoiler talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's dive into each one. So from here on out, if you don't want any spoilers, go watch the movie. And then come back.
I'm sorry about my spoilers earlier. That's my bad.
It's okay. You spoiled like the worst ones.
Yeah, so. Honestly.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Shredding. This one basically these wannabe punks go to this gravesite of this other band to play a show, and it turns out they're a bunch of zombie ghosts, and they murder them. That's it. Like, it's cool. Like, especially the designs were actually really scary.
Yeah, they were, right? That's the stuff I liked about it was near the end, where it actually showed
the effects were really good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like, when in the end they, like, put the band back together and was playing them.
Yeah.
Like puppets.
I liked that.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's just unfortunate that, oh my god, they were so unbearable to, like, watch. Especially, like, I feel like this and Gawkers, there's way too much. Normally, we're, like, asking movies to give us more build-up, where this, I feel like, because it's not saying much, it just spends way too much time with our characters being terrible people.
Oh, yeah. No, and there's no, like, character arc, really. Everyone kind of stays the same.
Especially my main complaint is like Ankur's like, guys, no, like in my like Hindi or Hindu religion, this is bad. Like, we're fucking with the graves and we're gonna, you know, karma is gonna happen. And then he gets fucked. Right? Like the ghost, I was expecting them to let him live.
Yeah, honestly.
But they even kill him. So like, I don't know if the message is like, you know, don't hang out with your friends if they bully you.
No groupthink.
No groupthink, yeah. I mean, to be fair, those kids were incredibly disrespectful.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, when they brought, like, the little inflatable dolls full of, like, blood or whatever, we're like, let's see what a trampled band looks like. It was, like, jumping on them.
Yeah, why did they do that? Like, why?
It was for their music video. So, all right, I'm going to go on a little tirade.
Okay, go ahead.
I used to be pretty into punk, like, in high school because I was a poser. And the thing about punk, people who are actually punk think it's fucking stupid. That's how it works. Like, if you want to be punk, you are not punk. If you are punk, you're like, punk is fucking stupid. That's how it works, right? Mm-hmm. That is why I think trying to make punk stuff is so hard, because punk is ultimately a satire of itself. And especially, have you ever seen the movie SLC Punk?
No.
If you want a good punk movie about punk, watch SLC Punk. It's got Matthew Lillard. I'm sure you've seen pictured of Matthew Lillard with like the blue spikes in his hair.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a great movie. But it's incredible because you can watch that movie and you don't know if it's a satire of the punk scene or if it's like saying it's good. And I think it's doing both at the same time.
Oh geez, okay.
Because a lot of the logic is punk is like, oh, like anarchy, you know, bring down the system. And like that stuff is fine, but like when you think about it practically, it like doesn't really add up. Like it doesn't work. You know? And so a lot of people just interpret punk as being very just like, oh, you gotta be loud, you gotta be obnoxious. And it's really just like basically going against the grain.
Yeah.
Like being the counterculture, not buying into all this shit. And then all these punk bands do end up, you know, buying in, you know, making the deals and going corporate and all that shit. Because it's just inevitable. Mm-hmm. But yeah, watch it. For anyone who has not seen SLC Punk, watch it. It's an incredibly funny movie. And especially, and it's such a good commentary on punk, because like one guy, it's like these three friends, and two of them are like your typical punks, like the spiky hair, big mohawk, big boots, torn pants, all that.
Yeah.
But their other friend just looks like a nerd. Like he's always got like a tucked in shirt and he's got like the glasses. But he is like the biggest punk out of all of them. Like he will just fuck people up in like a mosh pit and all that.
Yeah.
And it's so funny.
That's what
It's
I've
an incredible
noticed in
movie.
life too. The people who look like super nerdy are
yeah.
always super big punk people.
If there's a guy in a punk band that looks like a fucking dweeb, you know they're going to go hard.
That's
true. Just how it works.
It's true.
So, but I feel like these kids, I almost want to say, in kind of giving maybe the short a bit of credit, if they're going for the satirical route, they kind of got it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
In a sense, but I can't tell.
Yeah, that's the part that's bad about it. I don't know if it was supposed to be like that, like satirical, or not.
And it's like the editing is like one of those old like skater videos from like the 90s.
Oh,
you know?
my God, yeah.
Like those punk music videos. I know it's obnoxious, but that's actually how they were.
That was another part I wanted to bring attention to too, is the editing of this short is so distracting from what you're watching. Like it wasn't really like that in the other ones to me, or you're just it's like the VHS effects happen randomly and seemingly for no reason, and you're like,
that's
whoa,
how
what's
those
happening?
were usually, where they would just cut. It would be like music. Oh, a guy wiping on a skateboard. Back to music. Oh, back to them smashing a car. You know,
my
it's just
God.
like shit. Like it's supposed to be obnoxious and annoying.
Okay, well, I mean, if that's what they were trying to do, then I guess they succeeded.
Good job at being annoying.
Yeah. It was just a little much sometimes. Like, I was like...
No, it's a bit overbearing.
Right. And it feels like because I get what they're... From a filmmaking perspective, like, if this is what all the VHS movies are, where it's like, everything is a found footage film, and like the genius of it is, like, you can like have jump cuts in it, but you can cover it up with like VHS like weird
effect
glitch thing, which is a really smart from a filmmaking perspective. But it was blatantly obvious in this first.
Yeah, it's very
one.
apparent in this one,
because it was like constantly it's like a VHS like glitch noise and then the thing happening, and you're like, what the fuck? I just want to watch what's happening. I don't need this.
Just
weird
show me the
effect.
monsters.
Right. It felt like it was using it as a crutch at a certain point because the footage wasn't strong enough on its own. Because the script is so terrible. Like, this was so bad.
Suicide Bid, not one of our highest rated ones. I'll say that.
No.
Or no, sorry, Shredding.
Yeah, Shredding.
We're moving on to Suicide Bid now, which I need to go on another tirade about.
Oh my god.
Which I feel like you will. I know you'll agree with me.
Oh, okay.
My main complaint. Okay, so Suicide Bid. This girl joins a sorority, and they do the typical like 90s, early 2000s girl coming of age movie where the main girl wants to be with the popular girls, but then the girls pretend to be nice to her just so they can prank her because they're nasty and evil.
Yeah.
Right. So they're like, tell her the story. Oh, there was this guillotine the sorority did, and then they went to dig up the body and no one was there and she disappeared. You know, so they set the ghost story up. So, you know, after seeing how many of these fucking VHS movies, you know, when someone tells a story, that's going to actually be literally what happens. But they bury her alive and they're like, oh, here's this box. Open it when you're the most scared. And there's this bell, you know, we'll get you up if you just ring it, but you won't be in our sorority if you do. And the girl's like, okay. And like, I'm fine so far. Okay.
Yeah.
I really liked the bit of her in the box because to me, okay, there are 3 ways I would not like to die. That is being buried alive, drowned, and set on fire.
Yeah.
This checks off 2 of them, right? And on top of it, you know, I have terrible arachnophobia. I fucking hate spiders, no matter the size.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And the worst part is I knew because they showed like a teaser of this bit. I just remember a woman in a coffin with like spiders. So I knew there was going to be spiders. I'm like, oh, so I knew it was in that box. I'm like, fuck. Dude, I think my body would go into shock if I was in that situation.
Oh my god.
And I would just black out on the spot. They were big spiders too. When she smashes one and just all that black juice shoots out.
Oh my god, yeah, and it's all over her hand too.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
That
oh
was
my
pretty
god.
Bad, yeah.
I'm actually getting chills just remembering that. But
it definitely feels like the whole short was based around like we want to have someone in the ground in a coffin and have it rain on top of them.
Yes, and that's fine. That's all it needed to be. That's my main complaint. That's what I'm getting to. If that was just that, those girls fucking end up accidentally killing her. Maybe, you know, there's just show like VHS and the news footage of, 5 local sorority girls are now sent to life in prison for blah, 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 killing. Blah, fine, right? Mm-hmm. That's scary, you know? It sells the message. What I don't like is when a Spirit Halloween animatronic busts in and it's supposed to be the ghost thing and then turns our main character into the ghost thing.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. It's like a roller coaster that like builds and builds and builds. Like, you know, it's like that top part.
Oh,
you know, where it's going up.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of, you get to the top and it's like, okay, ride's over. You know?
You have to walk all the way back down. Sorry.
Yeah. I got to use the stairs. That's the real ride. That's how this felt for me. Because everything was good up into that. I can forgive all the shitty character stuff.
Yeah.
Because the premise of it is very interesting. But then they threw in the supernatural element and it ruins it.
No, yeah, it felt like you didn't need it at all.
No, it was already perfectly... That was when I stopped being scared.
Because you know, like, just based on even that first thing where he describes, like, the lore of, like, his religion and, like, why it's bad to do that. And you're like, oh, my God, okay, now they're going to be... Zombies are going to come out. Same thing in this one. It's like they're describing that girl that got buried alive for a week and no one ever found her. It's like, okay, well, she's going to come out at some point. It's like, it gets very predictable. And besides that, like like you said, the buried alive thing while getting drowned simultaneously is already a scary enough idea. Like, you don't need a grudge zombie woman to come out. You know?
And Honestly, that was like the only effect in this looked terrible. The mouth didn't even move.
I actually was fine with the animatronic. I thought it looked
Really?
creepy. Yeah.
I didn't like it. It would have been fine if it like popped up, but when it like was in there with her,
Oh,
I don't know. I thought normally I'm a person like I love any practical effects, good or bad, but this one really just broke my immersion.
I guess you're right, because I thought it looked really good when it was looking in through like the cross window.
The hole, yeah.
Yeah.
That looked fine.
I was like,
but once it jumped in and it was like screaming, but its like mouth didn't even move, I was like, okay, that's just rubber.
Yeah, and again,
so-
it suffers those same things as the first short, where it's like, no one is likable. You really needed the main girl who gets trapped in there to be likable.
Yes, because she wasn't.
No.
She starts like just calling her best friend like stupid and ugly.
Yeah. It's like, well, we're supposed to...
Ugly.
Yeah. But she survives? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
You know? It's bizarre.
Well, I've said my piece about Suicide Bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I agree.
I don't know if you've noticed when we've done these episodes, maybe just us talking about movies in general. I get very passionate when movies could be good.
Yeah.
Like right when, especially that one that is like right at the cusp of being really good. That's what I'm passionate about, because I'm like, oh, come on.
No, it's because it's frustrating to like see something like so good in something, and if you just tweaked it even a little bit, it would be so much better. You know,
You could literally cut 2 minutes from this and boom. It's
yeah,
good.
you'd be fine.
Do less work.
Yeah.
You know?
Fuck
Work
yeah.
harder, not smarter.
Oh,
right.
We should talk about Gawkers, huh?
Let's talk about Gawkers. You know what I want to watch for 15 minutes? A bunch of high schoolers
Oh
fucking
my God.
voyeur their neighbor for tits and talk about how much they want to fuck her
Yeah.
and how much they want to do terrible things to this woman and make fun of a poor mailman for just doing his job. You know, that's what I want to watch.
The worst part of it, there's no commentary like about
No.
their behavior.
No.
It's just showing them doing it. I think you're supposed to relate. Like, oh man, when I was a kid, I always wanted to violate women. Like, it's like a boomer mindset. You know what I mean?
It really is. And I mean, you know, say what you want about porn, but it solved this problem.
Yes,
you know?
It definitely did.
Well, okay, here's another big complaint I have with it, and it comes down to the characters. None of them are likable. I mean, one of our characters is literally named Boner, so
What?
already, yeah,
didn't catch
his name is
that.
Boner.
What the fuck?
They're calling him Boner,
That's so stupid.
so you already know what we're dealing with. But my thing was the brother, right?
Mhm.
The brother, like you were like, oh, he's the nerd, right?
Yeah.
And like up until where he actually does the thing, I was like, okay, this is gonna be good, because like they like make fun of him roller skating, and then the girl like invites him inside, and they hang out, and you're like, okay, this is funny, right?
Yeah.
Like this is a bit they're doing, like all these guys, and there's the commentary, right? Like the people who are posers and just want pussy for pussy are not getting pussy, but
Oh.
the guy that's just being himself and wants to rollerblade in his polo, you know, he gets it.
Yes.
That while the message isn't perfect, it should just be like, hey, be a nice guy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But then they ruin it, because you think, oh, the brother and his friends are like, oh, she invited you over to install her new Macintosh PC? Well, you should install a camera so we can spy on her and see her big jugs. Yes. And the brother is like, I don't know, she trusts me. And they're like, come on, you'll be like us and cool. And he's like, yeah, okay.
Oh.
So it's just, again, it's like you set up a character and then you just ruin him.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you could do something interesting, like maybe when he's over there he feels guilty and tells her the thing. They don't know what's going on. So like, oh, what the fuck is that? Like watching through the window, like, oh, what are they doing? They're just talking, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. And then that's when the transformation happens, and she comes and gets them, and then maybe they run off.
Yeah,
that
would have been better.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Right.
The people you're miserable watching get what they deserve. The main guy gets to go fuck a demigod or whatever Medusa is. That's cool.
That would have made it weird and interesting if he got with her somehow.
Yeah. But again, it just turns out she's Medusa, I guess, and goes and kills them.
For no reason.
Everyone.
Like, why Medusa?
And it's like she knew. Here, hang on. Again, missed potential here. So you have Medusa, right? Her whole thing is, you look into her and you turn to stone.
Yeah.
She set up the webcam, knowing, right? Clearly she knew they were watching. Wouldn't it have been good if, like, imagine, like, watching the webcam and she does that reveal, and maybe the one close to the screen starts, like, turning to stone. And they're like, oh, what the fuck? What's going on?
Yeah, why didn't they do that? That seems obvious.
I don't know. Instead, we get a weird CGI head. Which, I take back what I said. This was the worst VFX in the movie.
Oh, yeah, hands down.
Easy.
The last shot of this when she's walking towards the camera looks so bad.
Oh, yeah, it's not a good shot.
As she got closer and closer, you're just cringing more and more.
Yeah, that's when they need the VHS effects.
Yes, no, for real. Like, oh my god. Or at least better lighting. That's my other complaint about this short. The lighting is not, like, scary or moody at all. It's like they're in, like, a suburban house and it's all brightly lit. It's like, what is this? It was like comedy lighting almost.
And especially, she was, like, glowing, too.
Yeah. Yeah, you could make her glow in the dark if the lighting was moodier and weirder. Like, that would have been cool.
Show maybe there's a shot where, like, the lights go out and you see all the eyes of the snakes.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm telling you, we should just make movies. we need to offer a service. Hey, your movie came out like shit. Let us watch it and we'll tell you what to do. No,
honestly, I think we could be really good at that if we just got, like, a script and we just thought of ways to improve it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we could be amazing at that.
We've never made a movie before, but we can tell you what weirdos like us want to see.
Yes, exactly.
Speaking of what weirdos like us want to see, let's get into Ozzy's Dungeon.
Yes. All
right. I am going to do my best to just lay it all out, what happens, because it's a lot. It's like three acts. All right. Ozzy's Dungeon, we have, like, a weird game show where kids compete and they get a wish. Whatever they want, allegedly. Mm-hmm. We have Stephen Ogg, who is great. I don't know if you recognize him, but he plays Trevor in GTA 5.
Yeah, I thought he was the host. Him. He was so familiar, and I had to look him up.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's great.
Yeah.
He was in The Walking Dead for a while, back when that show was pretty good.
He was even in Better Call Saul for a few episodes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was in the early seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He's awesome. He plays such a good sleazy asshole. But yeah, so he's doing this game show. There's this the final challenge. This girl, who I guess is our protagonist, I don't know, there's like an obstacle course. She has to compete with this guy where they have to it's supposed to recreate the host's body for some reason, where they have to, like, get a flag and go through his mouth, into his stomach, through his intestines, and then out the poop hole. And the first one, if you can do it in under 60 seconds, you win. But in the process, she gets her leg snapped. And there's, like, blood and gore. And I'm like, okay, this is funny. Like, I thought that was going to be it. Like a game show where they're, like, kids are goring each other and they just play it off as, like, that's normal.
Yeah.
Like, that could be really effective on its own. Then we cut to, it doesn't say, it's, like, later that year.
Yeah.
They have kidnapped, the family of that girl have kidnapped Stephen Ogg's character and makes him replay that game show or they'll kill him. And I love... Okay. Let me rephrase why I like this so much. Okay? I'm not claiming I like good movies. All right? I like movies that entertain me.
Okay.
And oh my god, when that woman pulled out a giant comedic vial of acid, I thought that was the funniest shit ever. It was like something a mad scientist would have.
No, yeah, this one was almost straight up a comedy.
It is a straight up comedy. Well, I looked up. This is directed by some musician.
Yeah, I thought I recognized him. I looked him up, and then I realized that I've listened to a song by him because he teamed up with David Lynch to create a song.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw he composes for a lot of movies, too.
Oh, wow. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. So they put him through his own Saw version of the game show, and he has to like dig through shit and like step on glass. And then right when she's about to inject acid in him, he's like, "I can get you to the wish." And you're like, "Oh my god." And he actually takes them to the set, which was built, I guess, over some cave. And there's actually this ancient being, which is this large fat woman that actually grants you a wish. And the funniest part, and I think why it's so effective, is when the girl like makes her wish, everyone's face just starts melting and they're all dying. They're like, "What did you wish for?" And then the last shot is just her face smiling.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's so funny. It's so stupid.
It really is. That's when I started questioning, am I supposed to be laughing or is this supposed to be scary? Like I could not tell. I had no clue.
No, yeah, it's definitely, this one is the most comedic.
Yeah.
Of all of them.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be absurd, and I'm all for it. It is just so bizarre.
It really is. And like all the characters just act so weirdly, like
yeah, they're all like very exaggerated.
Right, yeah, they're all
especially
like
the
cartoon
mom
characters.
And she's got like bronchitis or whatever, and she's like coughing.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's definitely, of all of the VHSs, this is the most bizarre one.
Oh
by
yeah.
far.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird. It really is. I like this. I wasn't sure about this based on, especially when we got to like the second act in quotation marks, when it was like him going through that whole thing that they set up for him. Where I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. I think this is supposed to be scary, but I'm like laughing. Mm-hmm. But then at the end, when it showed like the fat woman in the cave, and that was the whole wish thing, I was like, okay, I like this.
Yeah, that's when you're like, yeah, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I all I can say is I guess you really have to experience it for yourself.
Oh yeah,
because it's really undescribable. The creative choices that went into this. It's I guess you put it's like a cartoon. This is a cartoon plot. This is something like on The Simpsons.
It honestly, no. It feels like a comedy bit or something. I don't know. It's so bizarre. Because it feels like it's a parody of, oh fuck. What was that? What's that show called? The Adventures of the Hidden Temple. That's it. Yeah. And because it feels like a parody of that, like that a comedy writer would think of. And like it's shot like a comedy.
Even the editing.
Oh yeah, even the editing too. It's like it's so weird.
It's definitely a commentary on those game shows. Oh, for like sure. Right when the kid, he's like, "Why are you on the show?" And she's like, "I'm doing this to support." And you clearly, she's gonna say like a charity, and then it just cuts to an ad.
Yeah. Or the game show was like favoring the other contestant over her.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah, for no reason. And I love like even the contestant, like as he's going through it, the kid like falls and like the host is just like, "You're a stupid piece of shit." Like he's just like calling him a fat ass and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of a commentary on those type of shows that exploit children like that. Mm-hmm. I very much remember the Hidden Temple show being similar to that, but it's been years since I've watched it, obviously.
Yeah, so I don't. Ozzy's Dungeon's my favorite. I just mostly because it's just so weird and unique. I can't say I've ever seen anything like it.
Yeah.
So, good job.
They did it.
They did it. What the hell? They weirded me out. Whoa.
What the flip? Are you kidding me?
What the hell? some kind of weird movie. I love when we go into our generic audience voice.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, what?
What the
A horror movie that I'm supposed to also laugh at? Huh? Those feelings can't be mixed together. I'm confused. I don't like this.
Oh my god. I'm saying this because when I do that stupid voice, that's like basically I'm mocking kind of my dad. But like I forgot to tell you, I took him to see Halloween Ends because I knew he would like it. Because I forced him to see Halloween Kills with me when that came out.
Yeah.
And like he was like, at the end of it, he's like, "What the hell's the point if he's not gonna die?" And it's
yeah.
And I was like, "I agree with you. That movie sucked." So
what did you think of Ends?
He slept for like the second act of it.
Okay.
But at the end, he was like up in his seat and like engaged. He was like sitting forward in his chair, watching like Laurie and Michael fight each other.
That's awesome.
And he liked that it actually ended for once.
Until 5 years later, they announced that Michael's back.
That's fine. I'm checked out though. I'll tell you now. I'm not like if they make another Halloween movie, like I'm not watching it.
That's bullshit. You know it.
I won't unless it looks really good. That's the only way. If he has like an interesting filmmaker or something, because I just can't get emotionally invested again. I just don't want to do it.
I'm watching it. Fuck it. It could be directed by like the guy that did Suicide Squad, and I'd watch it.
What if it's directed by Joss Whedon? Would you watch it still?
Fuck. Yeah, or the Russo brothers.
Yeah, the Russo brothers.
Oh my god.
They aren't as bad though. Joss Whedon is a lot worse.
I think the Russo brothers are like a threat to cinema as we know it. I don't know if you heard about their Hercules TikTok movie they're making.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, no, I saw that headline. I was like, what the fuck?
Russo brothers are swine, and I'm not afraid to say it. But let's move on before we get me into another tirade about Disney and the Russo brothers. But our last one, which I really liked, was To Hell and Back.
Yeah, I really like this one as well.
This one is definitely meant to be funny, but my favorite part of this, and it's something I love in just movies, TV show, any media, is seeing an interpretation of hell that isn't just lava.
Yeah.
I am all for it.
Yeah, I liked that hell in this was like...
And this is scary.
Oh yeah, it's like a weird, dark place full of like dirt mounds and rocks.
Yeah,
and it's like completely dark.
A canyon.
Yeah,
it's just like the sky is just pitch black except when it's red lightning.
Right.
And I loved Mabel, the little freak. Mabel the Skull Crusher.
Oh god.
I thought she did great.
Yeah, she was pretty cool.
And all the little freaks they saw along the way were really funny.
And I liked the whole thing of like having the lightning flash and then you see something really quick.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty cool as a scare thing.
And I think it's just a really funny bit. Like them like trying to exorcise a demon and send it back to hell, and then they're the ones that accidentally get sent.
Oh yeah.
Like that's just funny. And and you know what? This one actually has a character arc.
It does. Yeah.
Because they're constantly fighting, and he's like, "You never have my back." And then in the end, he saved him from those demons.
He even wrote Mabel's name in the book at the end.
Yeah, that was really nice.
It was. It was in his own blood, but still, he did it.
Yeah, I don't know if you stuck around to the end credits. They actually start chanting Mabel's name.
Really? Is there a clip or anything?
There's no clip of it, but the idea is like I guess that they're summoning her because he did it. He mission completed it.
Mission complete. You did it.
But yeah, I don't know. I liked the banter between these two. I mean, to me, underplaying the situation is always really funny.
Mm-hmm.
like them reacting to stuff like very normally is very funny. Like seeing this abomination just going ew.
Yes.
You know.
Or they'll see like Mabel in the distance and they're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. Like what the
Yeah, no, that was great. They're the best characters in this whole movie.
Oh, by far. They're the only characters I think I liked.
Yeah, no, me too. I agree.
Yeah, and I loved like I don't know, just some of the banter back and forth. Like I should have the pitchfork because I can fight. Yeah, it's just stupid. It's like it is literally how like best friends act.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love the idea of just maybe if we grab the guy when they summon him, we get summoned too. And then when they finally do jump in, it's like this big like monster with like 10 mouths.
Oh my god, yeah, that was a good animatronic.
Yeah.
It only works for that like short time we see him, but it still looked pretty cool.
Yeah, and I get what you mean. It reminds me of like Evil Dead because there's just a lot of weirdo freaks that you see. Like there's that one sleeping little like larva man that I thought was funny when he steals a little trident from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of that because they all seem to have like weird like personalities to them, all the monsters.
Yeah,
And,
like their design is built around their personality.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, I guess that's kind of, what it would be in hell. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like hell is probably not as bad as the Christians say. like sure, you have to go like through like eternal suffering for a couple thousand years, but I think once you pass that, like you kind of get like a job. You know, your life like starts to get fun.
That's one of my a really good show. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's called The Good Place. It's with like Kristen Bell,
David
and stuff.
Tennant. Oh wait, no, is that one?
I think you're thinking of Good Omens. The one with David Tennant and the other guy, and they're like angel and devil. But yeah, that
could be your angel or your devil. Yeah,
The Good Place show with Kristen Bell and Ted Danson and all them. That is a great show, and that is like that where it's like the demons in hell. Like they just have jobs where they like torture people, and it's like so like commonplace and everyday for them. It's very funny.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like that's the thing the Christians don't think about. Who's doing the torturing?
Yeah,
you know, like the devil can't do everything. Like God can't do everything. You think the devil can? He has less powers than God.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
He's not poking everybody. He's got to hire people. So I'm sure you're around there a couple thousand years. You get a job to poke a guy with a stick all day. I want that job.
Oh my god.
I don't know. That's just me.
You got to skewer someone's balls every once in a while.
Yeah. You got to come up with cool ways.
Yeah.
To torture someone. Exactly. Okay, maybe we shouldn't say that. Because then that makes it sound like I want to torture someone, which I don't. But I'm just saying if I went through 1,000 years of torment, I think I would have the right to. Oh. Like I've served my time.
Right. You should be able to get to do the torturing. It's like it's a power dynamic shift.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you discover that you're just like a cog in like a big machine, like the corporate of hell.
Oh my god!
There's like your manager is actually just like a middle manager, and there's one above him and one above him, and blah 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 blah.
Dude, you could be a writer on The Good Place. You're literally just describing their version of hell in that.
One of my favorite depictions of hell is in The Smiling Friends, when the devil's just playing Rust.
Yeah, I've seen that clip. Yeah.
Like, hey man, you really need to get that dopamine kick off you. And he's like, hey, don't tell me how to live my life. And he's just like drinking like Monster Energy and shit like that. That's awesome. Hell rules.
We want to go to hell. That's our official
We want to go to
stance.
hell. Yeah. Satan, sponsor our podcast, please.
Oh my god.
I'll make whatever sacrifice you need. We are not going to get a big religious audience, I don't think.
No, yeah, I think we burned that bridge a while ago. But the whole
I think we
Robert
burned that bridge on
Pattinson-
X.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. We do talk a lot about cum.
We do.
Cum is probably the most unchristian word there is. I want to read a version of the Bible, but they say cum.
Oh my god.
Like they're like, Mary, how could you get pregnant? She's like, I don't know, I never even saw cum. Just something stupid like that.
Maybe in a few thousand years, because you know they always update the language of the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually, cum is going to be such an old-fashioned word that it'll just be in there.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, they're gonna put like more sayings like now. They're gonna be like, sometime virgin pussy just hit different.
Oh god. Jesus says that.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, Jesus busts it down on those fucking Romans.
Oh god.
God, yeah. Let us rewrite the Bible again. Another one of our great services.
Yeah, we would love to do that for you, God. Pray to the heaven above, as long as you pay us.
What the fuck are you talking about?
We need him to pay us to rewrite the Bible. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, what do you think the currency in heaven is?
I mean, I would like to think it's like a bunch of like gold coins, but like there's a crucifix on it, like a cross.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And then every time Jesus
Like-
is up there seeing people like buy things, he's like, "Oh my God, really?" He's like, "Come on, Dad, why do you have to put my worst moment in life on a coin for
Yeah.
everyone to use?"
Yeah, right. Good. I was just a corpse on a tree, Father. That's my lowest point. Couldn't have been like, when I like busted out of that cave when everyone thought I was dead. That would have been cool.
I moved a whole ass rock to get out of there, dude.
Yeah, I moved a fucking rock. and you put me nailed to a tree? That's the part you're gonna include? Yeah, let's open a church, and you know how they always put like the crucifixes and stuff of Jesus, but it's actually Jesus and he's fucking swole.
Oh my God.
And he's actually punching the rock and it's like shattering.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would do if I had a church.
You would teach boulder punching?
Yeah, it'd be like Resident Evil 5. That'd be
Yeah.
mandatory. That's our scripture.
That's my favorite thing in any video game, I think.
Is Chris Redfield punching a rock?
Yeah. That is such
Yes.
like a weird like expression of masculinity in a video game I've ever seen. I hate.
It is very strange.
It's so weird.
Yeah. Well, now we've somehow went from hell to Chris Redfield, so
Yeah, how does that work?
good job. We get derailed. That's how you know we're good at this. I haven't listened to a single good podcast where they don't get derailed. So-
Oh yeah, no it.
and
it
I'm
has
not
to
even
happen.
joking. It has to.
It has to happen.
So that's VHS 99. One thing I will say that I hope Shudder keeps doing is having this be just like a yearly thing. Because so far we've had 2 years in a row of new VHSs. I would be okay if it was a yearly thing.
Oh shit! It's been 2 years in a row.
Yeah, the VHS 95 came out last year.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, they should keep it up. I gotta watch the other ones because I really want to know what they're like because I've heard they're all pretty good. You know.
Yeah, I haven't seen Viral, so I can't talk about Viral. I've heard that one's poopy. But
Yeah.
the ones I've seen are good.
Because I've seen people's rankings of them, and everybody always
yeah.
puts Viral at the bottom. It's like pretty
Oh
unanimous.
yeah. I haven't even seen it. I just agree. Yeah. So that's VHS 99. It's on Shudder. Go watch it. It's a really good movie if you're not looking for anything that's gonna make you think and you just want some cheap scares.
Yeah, because there's some good creepy imagery in this.
Yeah, there is, and it is pretty varying.
Mhm.
I feel. This one has a good variety, you could say that I think about all the VHSs. And Shudder also has VHS 95. That was a Shudder original too. I would recommend that one. That's my favorite. I don't know how the fan base feels about this one or 95. So I don't know.
Gotta know.
I'm standing behind my beliefs though.
Those VHS fans, comment on our video
VHS
and tell us
fans.
what you think.
Greg Turkington is gonna. He's gonna be like, "You're telling me you're putting VHS on a Blu-ray?
Oh my god!
You're ruining the true way VHS is made to watch."
I could totally see them doing a bit where he hears like the title is VHS, and then he's like pretending like it's like a documentary about VHS tapes
about
or something.
VHS being made or something, like the greatness of VHS.
Yeah, and he's like, "It's one of the greatest movies ever made."
Yeah, and he's never like seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess it gets a recommendation. It gets a recommendation from me. I don't know about you. You're a bit on the fence.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about it. I would say
that's fair.
You should watch the last 2 shorts. I don't think all the rest are worth it. I really don't.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah. So jump around based off what we said and find out if that is a better experience. I don't know. Go buy Shudder again. We're gonna keep saying that until we get sponsored.
Oh yeah, most of the VHS movies are on Shudder, aren't they?
95 and 99 are. Hulu has all the others, so you can go watch them on Hulu.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, yeah, go watch all of them. Watch VHS 99. It's okay. It's weird. That's all.
Yeah.
So,
do it.
All right. Do it. All right. Well, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.